for 4 years and is a co-captain. Basketball for 4 years and baseball for 4 years. He has been in the honors program since his freshman year, ambassador for 4 years, member of the student council 1 year, the WISE team for 1 year, honor roll for 3 years, and this summer was selected for Piasaw Area Leaders of Tomorrow. Keenan is undecided on the college he will attend, but plans in majoring in physical therapy. Mark Harrison. Mark is the son of Neil and Tony Harrison. Mark has been a member of the football team for 3 years and hockey for 1 year, and was on the homecoming court this year. Mark is undecided on the college he will attend, but plans on majoring in architecture. Will Hart. Will is the son of Mike and Mary Hart. Will has been a member of the football team for 4 years, the basketball team for 2 years, and track for 2 years. Will is undecided on the college he will attend, but plans on majoring in education. Cecil Brevin and Stephen Essex. Cecil is the son of Diane Brevin and has been a member of the football team for 4 years and the captain this year. Basketball team for 4 years, track for 2 years, and baseball for 1 year. Cecil was on the homecoming court this year and is undecided on the college he will attend, but plans in majoring in nursing. Stephen Etley is the son of Mike and Sherry Etley. Stephen has been a member of the football team for 4 years, baseball for 4 years, hockey for 3 years, and a member of the WISE team. Stephen is undecided on the college he will attend, but plans on majoring in engineering. That is our 2009 senior football squad. For boys golf, Joe Gunn. Joe is the son of Mike and Bo Gunn. He has been a member of the golf team for 3 years, baseball for 4 years, basketball for 4 years, and football for 1 year. Joe is undecided on the college he will attend, but plans on majoring in accounting. Joe is the only senior on this year's golf team. Girls tennis. Katie Hayes. Katie is the daughter of David and Julie Hayes. Katie has been a member of the tennis team all 4 years, soccer team for 4 years, cheerleading 1 year, student council for 4 years, peer leadership for 4 years, ambassador for 4 years, students for soldiers for 4 years, SAD for 4 years, yearbook for 2 years, and was on the homecoming court this year. Katie is undecided on the college she will attend, but plans on majoring in psychology or social work. Stephanie Roberts. Stephanie is the daughter of John and Tanya Roberts. She has been a member of the tennis team all 4 years, student council for 4 years, National Honor Society for 2 years, ambassador for 4 years, SAD for 4 years, peer leadership for 2 years, student for soldiers for 3 years, yearbook staff for 2 years. She is the senior class president, president of the National Honor Society, and was on the homecoming court this year. Stephanie plans to attend Fontbonne University and major in speech language pathology. The two members as seniors of our girls tennis team. On the mom squad, Katie Crock. Katie is the daughter of Brooke Crock. Katie has been an ambassador for 3 years, peer leadership for 3 years, dance for 3 years, and Katie is planning on attending the University of Washington in Seattle and majoring in psychology with a minor in sociology.
Let's go.
Katie is the only senior on this year's pom squad. Ladies and gentlemen, these are our seniors for our fall sports at Marquette Catholic.
Go grab the water bottle.
Stephanie Roberts. Stephanie is the daughter of John and Tanya Roberts. She has been a member of the tennis team all 4 years, student council for 4 years, National Honor Society for 2 years, ambassador for 4 years, SAD for 4 years, peer leadership for 2 years, student for soldiers for 3 years, yearbook staff for 2 years. She is the senior class president, president of the National Honor Society, and was on the homecoming court this year. Stephanie plans to attend Fontbonne University and major in speech language pathology. The two members as seniors of our girls tennis team. On the mom squad, Katie Crock.
You gotta get me ready for the cheerleader, boy.
Katie is the daughter of Brooke Crock. Katie has been an ambassador for 3 years, peer leadership for 3 years, dance for 3 years, and Katie is planning on attending the University of Washington in Seattle and majoring in psychology with a minor in sociology. Katie is the only senior on this year's pom squad. Ladies and gentlemen, these are our seniors for our fall sports at Marquette Catholic.
Sorry about this, but I can't find my belt and I put it somewhere. Hey, line it up. Line it up. Take your helmet off.
You would all please stand for the presentation of our color guard by the River and Marquette Assembly, 4th degree, Knights of Columbus. That will be followed by the singing of our national anthem by Martha Brockus. That will be followed by our pregame prayer.
Oh, say can you see where the dawn's early light was so brightly hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars were the pearls fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. That our flag was still there. Oh, see does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the
RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game is brought to you by Jack Schmidt Chevrolet, the #1 GM certified dealer in Southern Illinois. Olin Community Credit Union, exceeding member expectations since 1934. Tycon Builders, 25 years of quality construction services. Alton Memorial Hospital, the best health care close to home. United Methodist Village, where living is easy. Tom Lane State Farm, your good neighbor agent in the Riverbend. Roberts Ford, the value store since 1949. Weber Granite City Chevrolet, Buy American. Gerard Fisher, American Family Insurance, all your protection under one roof.
For tonight's game between the Marquette Explorers and the East Alton Wood River Oilers. Hi again, everybody. My name is Sam Stem. Alongside is Mike Slaughter, and it's South Central Conference action live on a Saturday night. The Alton Redbirds with a home game here at Public School Stadium last night, so the Explorers and Oilers gathered tonight on what's just a perfect football evening. Crisp temperatures in the low 50s here at game time. But the rain of earlier in the week has passed on, and the track dried out somewhat. Although we can see that the field did take a lot of water this week, and Mike Slaughter, the Marquette Explorers need to put 2 victories in a row together. They haven't done that yet this season.
No, they haven't, Sam, and we've seen them all year long, and they've been very inconsistent. One good game, then a bad game, followed by a good game. So they'd like to get on this streak, especially late in the season. I'll tell you something about the field, though, Sam. I went down on it, and we had a ton of rain this week, and it's really in good shape. We had the sun all day and the wind all day, and the field's in a lot better shape than I thought it would be.
It's been looking good all season long here at Public School Stadium. You can tell that a game was played here last night on a wet field, but nonetheless, still a lot of grass left on this field, which has been unusual through the years here on the turf here in the pit. The East Alton Wood River Oilers, well, they need something good to happen for them. They're 0-6 on the season. Brad Hasquin has a lot of players dressed, and the Oilers trying to dig out of the hole, and it would be quite an upset if they can get a victory here tonight. But the Marquette Explorers, over the last couple of seasons, inexplicably have not played well at home. They didn't play well at home last year, and they really stumbled in a couple of games here on their home turf this season, most notably in Week 2 against Pana, a game that a lot of people think that the Explorers perhaps could have won, but with lots of turnovers early in the game, they dug themselves a hole. And Marquette needs to come out here tonight and forget about the fact that they're playing an 0-6 team.
Right, Sam. And, we've seen 2 Marquette losses where in one game they had 6 turnovers. The other loss, they had 8 turnovers. And
both at home.
Both at home, yeah. And, if they do that kind of stuff, I don't care if the Oilers are 0-6 or not, they're going to lose if they have that kind of turnovers. But I'll tell you something about Wood River. I don't doubt that they've been looking forward to playing Marquette because for whatever reason, and it goes back years and years and years, Wood River always plays Marquette tough. And again, when you come in 0-6, you throw that out the window. You're looking for your first win. And I really believe that with the Oilers' spread offense and the way they throw the ball, that they think they can exploit the Marquette secondary.
The Explorers and the Oilers both joined the South Central Conference in 1997. Since that time, they have played 12 times, and the Oilers have the advantage, 7 wins to 5. So your point well taken there, and it's always been a good rivalry and continues to be one, and the Oilers would like to make a statement here tonight. The Explorers with a victory last week on the road at Litchfield, even their record at 3-3. The Explorers need 5 wins to be playoff eligible, and it's a given. Any team with 5 wins in the South Central Conference, since all 9 games are conference games, is going to have 40 playoff points. And 40 playoff points will be enough to get you into the playoffs. So the Explorers need to find a way to win 2 of their final 3 games. They play an 0-6 Oiler team here tonight. Next Friday night, they're on the road at Roxana. The Shells now 0-7, and the Explorers close at Southwestern against the Piasaw Birds. And so it would behoove Marquette to try to get wins number 4 and 5 against these winless teams in this part of their schedule and not put their backs up against the wall in Week 9.
Well, there's no doubt they have to beat these winless teams. If they lose to either one, Wood River or Roxana, then their playoff hopes are basically down the drain. And again, Marquette needs to come out and play a good game and forget the fact that Wood River has not won a game. On Wood River's part, they got to come out and just forget the whole past. It's all about tonight.
And you mentioned the Oilers run that spread, and Marquette has struggled against the spread this year. Greenville put up a lot of points against them using the spread offense, and Marquette struggled last week against Litchfield until their starting quarterback went down and they were no longer able to run the spread. And so we'll see how the Explorers fare here tonight against the Oilers spread offense. The Explorers in their blue jerseys, blue pants, silver helmets, and for the Oilers, white jerseys, maroon pants, and the maroon helmets. And when we return, the opening kickoff from Public School Stadium in Alton, the Marquette Explorers and the East Alton Wood River Oilers. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
There's a long pass, and looks like it's going to be overthrown. Oh, the receiver dashes under the ball and makes the catch. Touchdown! Where did he get that extra burst of speed? That off-season training really paid off.
Alton Memorial Hospital's Human Motion Institute Sports Performance helps athletes maximize their potential and improve their game. With sports performance training, you'll leap higher, run faster, and throw farther. Learn more at altonmemorialhospital.org. Human Motion Institute Sports Performance, building better athletes.
The more your life changes, the more your insurance needs change. I'm Gerard Fisher of American Family Insurance. In just minutes, I can conduct a free personal insurance review to help you determine how much and what type of coverage is right for you, with no costly gaps or overlaps. Interested? Call me, Gerard Fisher of American Family Insurance, today at 466 7062.
American Family Insurance.
High school football live on WBGZ Alton. It's 7 o'clock, and it's time for the opening kickoff. The Marquette Explorers and the East Alton Wood River Oilers. My name is Sam Stem. Alongside is Mike Slaughter. And the Explorers won the toss of the coin. They have elected to receive the football, and they will defend the east goals. So here in the first quarter, Marquette will be going from our right to our left. Back deep to receive this opening kick, Dalton Holm along with Cecil Brimage. They stand just outside their own 15-yard line. And the Oiler kicker has the ball teed at his own 40-yard line, and now the officials say we're set to go. And as soon as the officials mark the ball ready for play, we will be underway. And we are, as here is the run-up and the kick by Matt Goldman, and he squibs it. And it's taken by one of the upmen at the Explorer 36. That's Etley on his feet out across the 45 to the 46-yard line. So that's a pretty good up man. You're starting fullback, and he took it out to the 45-yard line, and the Explorers will have good field position. But there again, we see teams reluctant to kick the ball deep to the Explorers.
Well, and I was going to say, Sam, you know, we've seen enough games. Anybody who's watched Marquette knows that you keep the ball out of Cecil Brimage's hands. So that's what they were doing, but I don't think they wanted Marquette to start on the 45.
First and 10 Explorers. Keenan Eberlin, the senior quarterback, with receivers left and right, and a double wing formation behind him. Holm in motion to the right side, and they run the option to the right side. There's the pitch back to Holm. Up the right sideline he goes. Holm, one man to beat. He cuts it back towards the middle inside the 25 of the Oilers, all the way down to the 22-yard line. And the option run beautifully there by Keenan Eberlin as he turned it upfield. The defense collapsed on him. He pitched it out to Holm, and he had clear sailing down the right sideline, cut it inside at the 25, and all the way down inside the 20-yard line. That play good for 35 yards.
Well, and we saw that option last week, Sam, and Keenan Eberlin right now is running that very, very well and making the defense collapse on him, and the outside man then's wide open.
First and 10 Explorers, and this time they give it to the fullback Etley, and he powers his way forward inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line, a gain of about 3 on that carry.
You know, the Oilers last week, they did lose to Southwestern, but they did not play a bad game on either offense. Well, offensively they didn't score, but on defense they played a pretty good game.
Second and 7 for the Explorers at the 17 of the Oilers. Receivers left and right, double wing formation. Eberlin puts Holm in motion to the right side. They run the option to the right side, and this time Eberlin keeps it himself, and he can't find an opening, and he's thrown down after little or no gain on that carry. They'll call it no gain. They'll put him right back down at the 17-yard line and bring about 3rd and 7.
Well, if Eberlin could have gotten the pitch out there, Holm was open, but the Oilers did a much better job that time of defending the option. On that option, you've got three options: the fullback going through, the quarterback keeping it, and the pitchback. And they took 2 of those away and tackled the quarterback.
Derek Starrett wide left, David Wilton wide right. Holm in motion to the right side, and they give it on the wing counter to Cecil Brimage, trying to turn that left corner. Brimage hemmed in, now cuts it back inside. Brimage inside that 10. He's got a first down at about the 8-yard line. Brimage couldn't find the corner and finally cut it back up inside, found an opening, and took it all the way inside the 8-yard line. It goes for a gain of 9 and a first down for the Explorers.
And how many times, Sam, have we seen that this year where Brimage has nothing? He's pinned in, he stops on a dime, cuts back, and makes something out of nothing.
Less than 2 minutes into this ball game, and the Explorers have a 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. Receivers left and right, double wing. Holm in motion to the right side, and they give it to Holm. He fumbles it and picks it back up, and he's going to be thrown for perhaps no gain on the play. They put Holm in motion to the right side, faked the handoff to the fullback Etley, and then tried to give it to Holm going off guard right. And the exchange was not good. It hit the turf. Holm reached down, picked it up, and then tried to advance it. Could not, no gain.
Well, that play was not going anywhere from the get-go. What happened was, on the exchange from center to quarterback, it looked like Keenan had a tough time getting a handle on it. He did get the ball, but the timing was off, and by the time he got to Holm, with the timing being off, Halm fumbled it. I think the ball hit him on the side, and he dropped it, and luckily fell on it.
2nd and goal at the 8. Halm in motion to the right side. They give to Etley. Off tackle right. Etley on his feet into the end zone. Touchdown, Stephen Etley.
I'll tell you what, Sam, the offensive line right there, they opened up a hole that you could have driven a truck through, and that may be apt in describing Stephen Utley like a little truck. I mean, he went right through that, and he got touched by one Oiler and went in standing up.
On the opening possession of the ball game for the Explorers, 6 plays, 55 yards, capped off by an 8-yard touchdown run by the fullback Stephen Etley. It comes with 9:12 remaining, and now let's see. The Explorers look like they will be going for 2 here.
Yeah, which is kind of surprising, Sam, because they do have an extra point kicker now, actually 2, but they're going for 2.
They put Brimage in motion to the left side and give it to Etley right up the middle, and he walks in untouched for the 2-point conversion. 9:12 remaining first quarter. It's Marquette 8. East Alton, Wood River nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Supplier Pricing Plus at the East Side's newest and one of the largest Chevy dealerships, Jack Schmidt Chevy of Wood River, with 14 acres of selection and more selection. Now all with Supplier Pricing Plus. Save $8,165 on a new 09 half-ton Silverado. A new 09 Malibu LS, just $18,600. Hit the road with Jack Schmidt, with over 14 acres of service, selection, and savings.
Hit the road with Jack
Schmidt Chevy,
Jack Schmidt.
Wood River, Illinois.
Life is busy, and that's a good thing. Olin Community Credit Union helps me keep up with convenient checking services like free online banking and bill pay, 5 area locations, and free ATMs. They even provide extra deposit insurance to keep my money safe and sound. I know I can count on them, and that helps me give 100% to the people who are counting on me. Call Olin Community Credit Union today or visit them online at olincreditunion.org. Trust me, you'll be glad you did.
Nick Schrank to kick it away for the Explorers, who put together that 6-play, 55-yard touchdown drive on the game's first possession. Etley with the 8-yard touchdown run, and then Etley with the 2-point conversion. Marquette leads it 8-0. 2 Oilers back deep at their own 15-yard line, and Schrank a high short kick taken by one of the up men at the Oiler 33. He breaks through the first line of tacklers and has only Schrank to beat, and Schrank makes a dandy tackle. There's a soccer player making a tackle and saving a touchdown.
I bet that soccer player was saying, "Oh no," and I don't mean to laugh. But he made a dandy tackle. But I guarantee you that's the first tackle he's ever made in his life, other than those sliding tackles that you make on the soccer field.
Well, he got the shoulder pads right into the numbers of the return man, and on the return, I think that was Brad Sebastian. I think it was number 8. Not sure. It all happened so quickly. He was one of the up men. And now the Oilers in that spread. And the left guard jumps too early, and we've got the first penalty of the ball game. Quarterback Aaron Ragusa had the team lined up, and the left guard pulled out too early, and a 5-yard walk-off against the Oilers, and they'll start 1st and 15.
And as we've heard all year, Sam, the Oilers will come out in that spread basically every play. Right now they're running that pistol offense that we have talked about before, where the quarterback actually lines up in front of a tailback.
Ragusa takes the snap and drops to throw. Rolling to his right, under pressure, lets it go. Finds a man at the 42-yard line. Making the reception on his knees was Scott Gibbs. And that'll go for a loss of a yard. So the pressure there forced Ragusa to throw the ball low to Gibbs. Gibbs had to go to his knees to take it in, and he lost a yard. It'll be 2nd and 16.
And it'll be interesting to see how the Marquette defensive coaches call this game, because in the past they've not put much pressure on the quarterbacks, and they've let quarterbacks just pick them apart.
From the Explorer 43, Ragusa rolling to his left, lets it go, hits the hands of a receiver down at the Marquette 34, but he couldn't hang on, and it's going to bring about 3rd and 16. The intended receiver on that play was Josh Bennett.
Well, and Ragusa's got a nice arm there. He throws the ball decent, but he's had a little bit of pressure on him right now, so that makes it tough on a quarterback.
So Ragusa in that pistol formation with a running back standing behind him, and now one of the receivers on the right side starts too early. He was 5 yards downfield before the ball was snapped. Whistles and flags. And the second false start of the possession for the Oilers. And it'll force them into 3rd and 21.
And, of course, those are the kind of calls, Sam, that drive coaches nuts. You know, and here it is, the 7th game of the season. You should have all that kind of stuff ironed out, but they're still making mental mistakes. You know, Sam, Ragusa's only a freshman, too. We'll be seeing him for 3 more years after this.
2 receivers to the left, another receiver right, and back to throw Ragusa. He's got plenty of time down the left sideline. He's got a man open. Oh, right through his hands at that 20-yard line. The intended receiver down there was Kevin Tharp, and Ragusa hit him in stride, and Tharp just could not hang on. If he had, he might have had a touchdown.
Sam, that was a beautiful throw by the freshman. As I just mentioned, he's only in his first year playing football at East Alton Wood River, and that kid threw a very nice ball right there. With any kind of luck at all, the kid would have caught it because he was wide open. The Oilers ran that wheel pattern where the inside man goes outside the outside man and up the sidelines, and that's been poorly defended all year by Marquette.
4th and 21 Oilers at the Marquette 47, and they're going to go for it apparently. Now Ragusa looks over to the sideline. As he has the team lined up, he's in the shotgun, takes the snap, and he's going to run with it. He crosses midfield and run out of bounds here on the near sideline at the 45. That's a gain of 2, but the Explorers will take over on downs at their own 45-yard line.
Sam, they had 4th and 22. I'm a little bit baffled as to why the Oilers at midfield went for it instead of punting. It's very early in the game. Why give Marquette the ball at midfield?
Well, the Explorers started their first possession of the ball game from their own 45. This time they'll start from the 42. So actually that was a gain of about 5 on that carry by Ragusa. But as you said, Mike, you needed 22.
Coach, please.
And even more curious, if you're going to go on 4th and 22, why do you call a running play? And that was a called play.
Yeah.
Receivers left and right behind Keenan Eberlin. Quick slant to the right side and right into the hands of the defender. It's an interception for the Oilers. Then the Explorer receiver tries to wrestle it back, but can't. And making the interception for East Alton Wood River was Josh Bennett. And Bennett had good position on Derek Sterrett over there. Marquette tried to run the quick slant, and it was Bennett who had the better position of the two possible men that could catch the football.
Well, Sam, that's good coaching on the part of the Oilers. They've obviously scouted Marquette. I bet you if we've seen Marquette throw the ball 20 times, 15 of them have been those slants to Sterrett, and all the defender did is step right in front of Sterrett and pick that ball off.
Now they give to the fullback, right up the middle he goes, and that's DeTray's McElroy, I believe. Number 2 on the carry. It was, and he picks up a yard. 2nd and 9, Oilers.
Gets the Explorer 49-yard line, 2nd down and 8.
2nd and 9 for the Oilers at the Marquette 49-yard line. Quick pass out to the left side, and that's complete and run out of bounds inside the 45 down to the 44-yard line. Making the reception on that play was Kevin Tharp. And a pickup of 5 on that completion from Ragusa to Tharp.
Well, it's 3rd and 5, Sam, and the Oilers have shown us already that on 4th and 22 they don't punt, so I would imagine this is 2-down territory right now, even though they're at the 45.
From the Marquette 45-yard line, here's the give to McElroy, and he had some running room but was tripped up, may have tripped over his own man, and goes down at the 45 for a loss of a yard, and it brings about 4th and 5.
And that may have been a case, too, where the muddy field did catch the kid there, and he either got tripped up or he slipped in the mud. But again, that field's not nearly as muddy as you would have expected.
4th and 5, Oilers at the Marquette 46-yard line. From that pistol formation, Ragusa checks the far sideline, now has his running back, McElroy, shift to his right. And Ragusa rolls to his right, lets it go, has his man at the 40-yard line, good for a first down. A completion good for 7 on the play. Making the reception, Colby Hall, and a first down for the Oilers, their first of the night.
And you know, Sam, that was a very good throw by a quarterback, by a freshman quarterback in this case. He threw the ball in the only spot that his kid could have caught it, and there was no way that Marquette could have defended that.
First and 10 Oilers at the Marquette 39-yard line. Receivers left and right. Ragusa takes the snap. Quick pass out to the left side. He completes it, and the receiver hit immediately by Angelo Cross. Making the reception was Kevin Tharp, and he loses a yard.
Yeah, and he just got introduced to Angelo Cross. And we've seen Angelo Cross all year long putting sticks on people, and I guarantee you, wide receiver Tharp there, he now knows who number 55 is.
Second and 11 Oilers at the Marquette 41-yard line. Down to 6:05 and counting remaining in the first quarter. Marquette leading 8-0. Now here is the give to McElroy, and McElroy stacked up as he works to the left side of the line, takes it inside to 40 down to the 39-yard line. He gains 2 on the carry, but it'll be 3rd and 9 for the Oilers.
3rd and 9, and again, the Oilers are mixing it up right now pretty well, throwing and running the ball, but they're not getting enough yards on the runs when they do run it. Marquette's doing a very good job of defending the run and keeping the Oilers to throwing all these short passes.
2 receivers left, another receiver right. Ragusa drops to throw, has a man over the middle, crossing inside the 35, inside the 30, and all the way down to the Marquette 26-yard line. Good for 13 on the completion to Kevin Tharp, and a first down for the Oilers.
Yeah, very nice play there. What you do is you send all your men deep, you get all the Marquette defenders clearing out, and that opens up the whole middle. They had a receiver just come across the middle on a crossing pattern, dumped it off to him, and he ran for the first down.
First and 10 Oilers at the Marquette 26-yard line. This possession started for East Alton Wood River at their own 49 after they intercepted a Keenan Eberlin pass. Now here's the give to McElroy, and McElroy powers his way inside the 25 down to the 24-yard line, just a gain of a yard on that carry. And that's the second time I thought maybe McElroy started a half a count early, but not called either time.
It looked like it. It even looked like one of the offensive linemen started a little bit quick, but obviously they didn't because they would have called it if they would have. 2nd
and 9 Oilers at the Marquette 25-yard line. They put a man in motion to the right side and give it to McElroy right up the middle. Big hole, McElroy inside the 15, down to the 11-yard line. A gain of 14 on that carry, and another first down for the Oilers.
Nice play. Fake that wingback counter. They faked to the wingback going to the right, and Marquette bid on that, and that opened up the middle. They then gave it to McElroy, who had a big hole up the middle and ran for a first down.
McElroy's a big kid, powerful. When he gets ahead of steam, he's hard to bring down, and he was there. First and 10 Oilers at the Marquette 11. McElroy up the middle, breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, still on his feet inside the 5. He's in for the touchdown. Detrays McElroy from 11 yards out, and the Marquette lead has been cut to 8-6.
Well, and again, this drive started on a turnover, and that's the one thing Marquette has to avoid. But again, Sam, as we watch that play, McElroy got stopped right on the 3-yard line, and he took that ball and took about 3 Marquette Explorers 3 yards into the end zone. It was a very nice run by the kid.
McElroy from 11 out, and now the Oilers will go for 2 to try to tie it here. Ragusa in that pistol takes the snap, looking into the end zone, rolling to his right under pressure, lets it go at the goal line. It's caught for the 2-point conversion. Making the reception was number 10, Cody Englar. And with 4:17 remaining in the first quarter, it's East Alton Wood River 8, Marquette 8. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports. A 51-yard.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We're now approaching the island of Bora Bora. Enjoy your stay.
This beautiful home contains 8 bedrooms, 2 family rooms, and a private jacuzzi just off the master bedroom.
Hey, anybody up for a cruise in my sweet boat?
What are you going to do with all the money you save from buying your car at Roberts Motors?
Roberts Motors in Alton or online at riverBender.com.
Honey, who does our car insurance?
State Farm.
And what about our house?
State Farm, too.
And what about our life insurance?
Why do you ask?
Well, I've got something to tell you.
Bringing new life into the world is one of many great reasons to talk about life insurance. So contact your State Farm agent today. They'll help you choose the right coverage.
Contact Tom Lane to discuss all of your life insurance needs at 377-8912 across from Gino's 140 Club in Bethalto.
Down to the 43-yard line, a gain of 7 on that carry for Eberlin.
See, now that time on the option, the Oilers took away the fullback, so Eberlin kept the ball, turned it upfield, and they also, the Oilers took away the pitchback, so that left Eberlin open, and he ran the ball for 7 yards.
Down to 3:45 and counting, remaining in the first quarter. The score tied at 8, 2nd and 3 Oilers. Roxana coach Pat Keith in attendance here this evening, as his Shells will host the Explorers next Friday night. Now they give to Etley right up the middle inside the 40, down to the 36-yard line, and a gain of 7 on that carry for Stephen Etley, and the third first down of the first quarter for the Explorers.
Well, and so far, except for that interception, Marquette has shown the ability to run the ball. So you might question why they even threw it on that second series, but you always want to throw every now and then and keep the defense guessing. So anyhow, right now the Marquette needs to just keep it on the ground and shove it right down the Oilers' throat.
1st and 10 Explorers at the Oiler 36-yard line, and here is, that looks like a busted play.
No,
that was the Wildcat, and it was a direct snap to Etley, and he got good yardage down to the 30-yard line, but
and it's a play.
It looked weird.
It looks weird because the linemen, the offensive linemen, do not get set. They get set in a hands-on knee position. They don't go down in point stance, and they try to go on a count that catches the defense by surprise.
Well, they caught me by surprise. 2nd and 4 for the Explorers at the Oiler 30-yard line. Brimage in motion to the left side. They hand it to Brimage. He wanted to go up the middle, now kicks it outside at the 30, 25, 20. Brimage 15, 10, still on his feet, 5. Oh, they say he stepped out at the 7-yard line, and I'm not sure he did. But nonetheless, Brimage, a gain of 24 on the carry and a first down for the Explorers.
Well, Sam, we're about 2 miles away from it, but from up here it sure did not look like he stepped out of bounds. But the ref was right there, so we have to go with his call. Nice run by Brimage. He had nothing inside, and of course Brimage, he's the master at making things out of nothing, and he saw the inside was all clogged up, bounced it outside, and just used his speed.
Call it a gain of 22, as they said he stepped out at the 8-yard line. 1st and goal, Marquette. Right there, receivers left and right. Brimage in motion to the left side. They give it to Etley on fullback counter as the motion went left, and then Etley worked the right side, and he gained maybe a yard. 2nd and goal at the 7.
Well, and that was a good tackle by Scott Gibbs of the Oilers. He came up and wrapped Utley up right around the knees, and that's what you got to do on a little fire plug like Utley. You got to wrap him up around his knees. If you try to tackle him high, you'll bounce off his shoulder pads.
2nd and goal, Marquette at the Oilers' 7-yard line. They send Derek Starrett wide to the right side. Jack Miller split to the left side. Brimage in motion to the left side, and they give it to Brimage, and Brimage on his feet inside the 5. He's in for the touchdown. They ran that jet play. Brimage came in motion. They handed him the football, and he just walked in from 7 yards out, and Marquette regains the lead.
And Sam, what it looks like is, the Oilers are working their tails off out there and doing a pretty good job keeping it physical and everything, but they have no answer for Brimage's speed.
So now let's see if the Explorers will once again go for 2. Last week they had extra points kicked by the freshman Schrank and also by Dalton Holm, but tonight after the first touchdown they went for 2, and they'll go for 2 right here as well. Double wing formation, Holm in motion to the right side, and Eberlin rolls to his right. He wants to throw. He's wrapped up and thrown down, and the 2-point conversion fails. 1:37 remaining in the first quarter. The score, Marquette 14, East Alton, Wood River 8. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
When you use Tycon Builders for any project, no matter how big or small, they don't decide when the job is finished, you do. They won't even accept final payment for your project until you're 100% satisfied. Tycon Builders is a locally owned and operated company, so when they work on a home, they're working on the home of a neighbor, and they want to make sure their neighbors are happy. For home improvements, small or large, call Tycon Builders for a free estimate. 465-7335. Tycon Builders. Cross the bridge to quality.
Make life easy for yourself at the United Methodist Village.
With no more stairs and no more home upkeep, in a spacious apartment or villa home,
With no upfront endowment and just one monthly fee, you stay in control of your finances. Now that's easy and smart. Countryside living that is fun, neighborly, and only minutes from the Clark Bridge. The United Methodist Village, where living is easy.
I only wish I'd have moved here sooner.
Nick Schrank has the ball teed at his own 40-yard line for the Explorers, who led 8-0, saw the Oilers tie it at 8-all. And now Marquette leads it 14-8 here late in the first quarter. A high kick will be returned from the 20, out across the 25 to the 30, and out to the 39-yard line goes the return man. I believe that was Kevin Tharp. And the Oilers will start with pretty good field position, and the Marquette defense, which gave up a 51-yard touchdown drive on the Oilers' last possession. The Marquette defense will try to stop the Oilers here.
I would imagine the Explorers defensive coach got those boys together after that long drive by the Oilers and talked to them about what they were doing wrong.
Aaron Ragusa has completed 5 of 6 passes for 23 yards. He's in that pistol formation and turns and gives it to McElroy. And Detrez McElroy picks up a yard as he's stacked up right at the 40-yard line. 2nd and 9 Oilers.
Well, and on that last drive by the Oilers, on their scoring drive, it was McElroy who basically took the ball all the way downfield. So, he's a big kid. He weighs about 100. At least he's listed at 195. We know how coaches sometimes exaggerate that, but he's listed at 195. And from looking at him up here, he's got some good-sized thighs on him. You always look for the size of the thighs on running backs because I tell you what, they can run hard.
Ragusa back to throw. Lets it go deep down the left sideline. He's got Tharp. Oh, what a diving catch by Tharp at the Marquette 30-yard line. A fantastic diving catch by Tharp. Good for 30 yards on the completion and a first down for the Oilers.
Well, I tell you, Sam, Tharp, he missed one earlier that was thrown right to him, and he sure made up for it that time. He made a beautiful diving catch, and again, Ragusa, he threw that ball beautifully.
1st and 10 Oilers at the Marquette 30-yard line. A man in motion to the right side, and they hand it to him. That's Tharp. Tharp tries to turn that right corner, and Stephen Etley's there to bring him down for a gain of only a yard at the Marquette 29-yard line.
Well, seeing the Oilers for the first time this year, you can tell they have 3 weapons. They've got McElroy in the backfield, big kid, powerful running back. They've got Tharp, who kind of a jitterbug type. He's quick, good at catching the ball. And then they got the freshman quarterback Ragusa. And between those 3 kids, they got some nice talent.
2nd and 9 Oilers at the Marquette 29-yard line. Here's McElroy right up the middle, breaks a tackle and pounds his way down to the 25-yard line. A gain of 4 for McElroy and brings about 3rd and 5 for the Oilers.
And what I was trying to say earlier about McElroy was with these big thighs and stuff, it makes it tough to tackle. I mean, you'll bounce off of him.
That's the end of the first quarter. The score, Marquette 14, East Alton, Wood River 8. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Hi, George Weber. Weber Chevrolet's year-end clearance is underway, making now a great time to save money when you buy and when you drive. Through the end of the month, we are offering the highest sales incentives of the year. And no matter what you hear in the media, believe me, our financing is still as available and aggressive as it's ever been, if not more. Combine that with our great incentives and you have the lowest payments of the year. And that's just the start of the great values at Weber Chevrolet in Granite City, Illinois. Or check us out on the web at WeberGC.com.
There's a long pass, and looks like it's going to be overthrown. Oh, the receiver dashes under the ball and makes the catch. Touchdown! Where did he get that extra burst of speed? That off-season training really paid off.
Alton Memorial Hospital's Human Motion Institute Sports Performance helps athletes maximize their potential and improve their game. With sports performance training, you'll leap higher, run faster, and throw farther. Learn more at altonmemorialhospital.org. Human Motion Institute Sports Performance, building better athletes.
3rd and 5 for the East Alton Wood River Oilers at the Marquette 30-yard line. As we start the second quarter, here's the give to McElroy right up the middle. He lost the football, I think. He's brought down shy of a first down. Apparently it was not a fumble, just an Explorer coming in a little bit late. McElroy picks up, a couple on the play, and it's going to be 4th and almost 3 for the Oilers.
Yeah, this is a big 4th and 3, and as we've seen all year, Sam, Marquette has trouble for some reason on 4th down plays, but don't be surprised on this 4th and 3 to actually see the Oilers go up top. I'm betting right now that the Explorers expected McElroy to get it, but they just may throw it on him.
The play action would be a good call right here. They fake the hand, they give it to McElroy, and McElroy looking for running room to the right side, gets a yard but no more, and the Explorers will take over on downs.
Big stop, a good defensive stop by the Marquette Explorers.
So the Oilers drove deep into Marquette territory on that possession, thanks largely in part to that scintillating catch by Kevin Tharp on the 30-yard completion. Ragusa still has only thrown one incomplete pass. He's 6 for 7 for 53 yards. Actually completed another one on the 2-point conversion as well that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. 1st and 10 for the Explorers from their own 22-yard line. Keenan Eberlin puts receivers left and right, puts Holm in motion to the right side and gives it to the fullback Etley, who crosses the 25 and pounds his way out to the 27-yard line. A gain of 5, maybe 6 on that carry for Etley. We'll call it 5.
Well, if the Oilers won't have any success tonight, they've got to be able to stop that first down play. So far, Marquette on the first down plays have been getting quite a bit of yardage, it appears to me. And again, if they cannot stop Utley, they cannot stop the Marquette offense.
2nd and 5 for the Explorers from their own 27. They send Jack Miller wide to the right side. And they go with Starrett tight on the left side. Now Marquette goes with a quick snap, and it was a quarterback sneak by Eberlin, and they're going to call the Explorers for illegal procedure. Apparently the referee didn't think they were set.
Yeah, I think one of the running backs was moving. So if you're going to run that quick snap like that, you've got to have everybody set. And I think the halfback was moving.
That's the Explorers' first penalty of the night. But instead of 3rd and about a yard, they're going to face 2nd and 10 from their own 22-yard line. Receivers left and right. Eberlin under center puts Brimage in motion to the left side, and the give is to the fullback. Etley right up the middle he goes, out across the 35, and brought down by the last possible tackler out at about the 39-yard line. And a gain of 17 on that. Well, they're going to put it down at the 38, and a gain of 16 on that carry for Etley.
Well, and I tell you, Utley may have gotten 16, but he was one tackle away from going all the way. It's a good thing the safety came up and made that tackle. Otherwise, Utley's in the end zone.
1st and 10 Explorers from their own 38-yard line. Their 5th first down of the night. They put a man in motion to the right side, and here is the give to Etley right up the middle. He crosses the 40 out to the 41, maybe the 42-yard line. A gain of 4 on that carry for the Marquette fullback.
Well, you know, it's too bad John Rogers isn't here tonight, because I really think tonight Utley's going to have one heck of a game. Right now it looks like the Marquette coaches are just going to keep calling Utley's number because, you know, and they might as well. Until the Oilers can show that they can stop Utley, you might as well keep on giving him the ball.
So far, 8 carries for 50 yards. Brimage, 3 carries for 38, and Holm, 2 for 35. So the Marquette ground game is clicking. 2nd and 6 Explorers from their own 42. Holm in motion to the right side. They give to Etley. Etley working the right side. Crosses the 45 and takes it out to the 46, maybe the 47-yard line. And he's going to be about a yard shy of a first down, as he picked up 5 on that carry.
Yeah, and really, as many yards as the Explorers are getting on the ground, they've got no business throwing the ball.
3rd and 1 Explorers from their own 46. They give it to Etley, and he works to the left side, and Etley crosses midfield and takes it down to the Oiler 49-yard line. A gain of 5 for Stephen Etley, and the 6th first down of the night for Marquette.
Well, and of course we know it's going to happen. The Oilers are going to get tired of seeing Utley, and they're going to collapse on him. And as soon as they collapse on him, we're going to hand off the ball to either Brimage or Holm. If the ball is handed off to Brimage, he'll score.
Starrett wide right, Wilton wide left. Double wing formation, 1st and 10 Explorers at the Oiler 49. Holm in motion to the right side. Eberlin back to throw, going deep down the right side, intended for Sterrett, and just overshoots him a bit inside the 20 of the Oilers.
Yeah, the coaches think that was pass interference. They're not going to get that call. They just got a penalty. They just got a penalty on one of the was it head coach? Okay, yeah. I couldn't quite tell, but anyhow, Coach Nelson just got a 15-yarder. He's got to be careful too. If he gets thrown out of the game, he cannot coach next week. He can coach all week long, but he can't be at the game. Can't even be in the stadium.
Well, he's marched about 40 yards now in the opposite direction. Takes off his headset and talks things over with Keenan Eberlin. And defensive coordinator Weber was the first to get in Coach Nelson's face and said, "You need to get away from the official. Go the other way," and he did.
Well, that's why I couldn't tell who got the penalty, because those two, I mean, Coach Weber did a good job getting in between Coach Nelson and the ref, but it looked like those two were doing a little dance down there.
Apparently maybe they got them both, because they marched off 30 yards. And now a timeout on the field called by the Oilers. It comes with 8:26 remaining in the second quarter. The score, Marquette 14, East Alton Wood River 8. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
To-do list rarely need more to do. So, at American Family, we offer a variety of products at affordable prices with the convenience of a single agent. From auto and homeowners to business and life insurance. This is Gerard Fisher with American Family Insurance. Give me a call at 466-7062.
American Family Insurance.
Supplier Pricing Plus at the East Side's newest and one of the largest Chevy dealerships, Jack Schmidt Chevy of Wood River, with 14 acres of selection and more selection. Now all with Supplier Pricing Plus. Save $8,165 on a new 09 half-ton Silverado. A new 09 Malibu LS, just $18,600. Hit the road with Jack Schmidt, with over 14 acres of service, selection, and savings.
Hit the road with Jack
Schmidt Chevy.
Jack Schmidt.
Wood River, Illinois.
Two unsportsmanlike calls against the Explorers on the same play cost them 30 yards, and it's 1st and 40, Marquette from their own 21-yard line. And the Oilers called a timeout after they walked off that penalty, apparently to install the prevent defense. Here is the give to Cecil Brimage on that wing counter. Brimage still on his feet as he crosses the 25 and takes it out to about the 28-yard line, a gain of 7 on that carry for Brimage.
Well, even with the 1st and 40, you give the ball to Brimage, and he just may pick up that first down for you because he is just so shifty. And again, right now, I just don't think that the Oilers have anybody who's fast enough to keep up with Brimage, so they've got to do a good job of wrapping him up and not letting him cut that ball back against the grain, because if he does, he'll have a big night also.
2nd and 33 for the Explorers from their own 27-yard line. Sterrett wide right, another receiver wide left. Double wing formation. Holm in motion to the right side, and they hand it to Holm. He's got blockers out front. He crosses the 30, out across the 40. Holm to midfield. Dalton Holm still on his feet at the 40 and steps out of bounds at the Oiler 37-yard line.
Sam, did you see who was out there in front of Holm and threw a block on a kid and laid him on his back?
Cecil Brimage.
Cecil Brimage, all 145 pounds of him. One heck of a block.
A 36-yard pickup on that carry for Dalton Holm. Holm, 3 carries for 71 yards on the night. The 7th first down of the night for the Explorers. 1st and 10 at the Oiler 37-yard line. The clock stopped with 7:34 remaining in the first half. Marquette leading 14-8. Holm in motion to the right side, and they give to Etley working the left side. Big hole, Stephen Etley inside that 25, down to the 21-yard line.
That's a backbreaker, Sam, when you've got a team pinned down. It's 1st and 40, and 2 plays later they pick up the first down. But right now, the Marquette's clicking on all cylinders, well, except for the passing. And again, they've got no reason to pass the ball downfield. Just keep on shoving it down the Oilers' throats, all they got to do.
Etley a gain of 16. The 8th first down of the first half for the Explorers. 1st and 10 at the Oiler 21-yard line. Brimage in motion to the left side. They hand it to Brimage, and he's hit in the backfield and brought down for a loss on the play. A nice defensive play there by Scott Gibbs.
Yeah, that was a beautiful tackle by Scott Gibbs. I mean, Brimage normally breaks a tackle, but that one there, Gibbs made a beautiful tackle coming up and wrapping him up, and there was no place to go.
Brimage lost a yard on that carry. Back to the 22-yard line. 2nd and 11 for the Explorers right there. Wilton wide left. Sterrett wide right. Double wing formation with Holm in motion to the right side, and they run the option to the right side, and Eberlin keeps it himself. Eberlin on his feet at the 10 and brought down all the way down at the 3-yard line. Keenan Eberlin, a gain of 19 and another first down for the Explorers.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Sam, I don't get faked out very often because I guess because I've been around the game too long, and I kind of expect what's going to happen. But that was a beautiful fake by Keenan Eberlin. I thought Utley had the ball up the middle. And I'm watching the defense collapse on Utley, and there goes Eberlin around the end, and made a very nice gain.
1st and goal, Explorers. And now Marquette spreads it out as they put trips to the left side, another receiver wide right, and now Marquette wants a timeout. It comes with 6:09 remaining in the first half. The score, Marquette 14, East Alton, Wood River 8. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Life is busy, and that's a good thing. Olin Community Credit Union helps me keep up with convenient checking services like free online banking and bill pay, 5 area locations, and free ATMs. They even provide extra deposit insurance to keep my money safe and sound. I know I can count on them, and that helps me give 100% to the people who are counting on me. Call Olin Community Credit Union today or visit them online at olincreditunion.org. Trust me, you'll be glad you did.
What do I have to do to sell you a car?
Roberts Motors, easy to get to, just off Highway 67 or Highway 3 in Alton.
Sam Stem with Mike Slaughter back at Public School Stadium in Alton. 1st and goal, Explorers at the Oiler 3. And here's the give to Utley right up the middle, and he got back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Again, it was Scott Gibbs to make the tackle, and Gibbs is getting some penetration. Utley may have gotten a yard, and now we've got an Explorer down and injured.
But I tell you, Gibbs is playing one heck of a game on defense. He came up and nailed Utley.
And they're going to put the football down. I don't know if Utley gained a yard or not. And we've got an Explorer down at the point of the tackle, injured on the play. It might be one of the linemen.
It looks like Angelo Cross.
Is it Angelo?
Mm-hmm.
And whatever the injury, he appears to be in quite a bit of pain, and it may be a knee, as it appears they're looking at his knee. And so we'll have a delay here, but Gibbs held Utley to a 1-yard gain on that carry, and Gibbs on a number of these plays has had some penetration in there. And he threw Cecil Brimage for a loss a couple of plays ago, and that time when it looked like Utley might be able to walk in again for another touchdown, there was Gibbs to break it up, and then Cross went down with the injury, and they attend to him. Marquette took the early lead 8-0, driving 55 yards on the opening possession of the football game. 6 plays, 55 yards. They converted the 2-point conversion and led it 8-0, but the Oilers, after Marquette threw an interception, put together a 51-yard touchdown drive of their own. They converted a 2-point conversion and tied the game at 8, and then the Explorers answered with another touchdown drive to go up 14-8. That's where we stand, with the Explorers knocking on the door, and now they attend to Angelo Cross, and he's up. And now he's up on his feet and flexing his left leg, but walking gingerly, and he'll come to the near sideline. And now he stops to explain to his teammates what happened to him.
He's walking pretty well, though, but I tell you, Angelo's got to learn that if you're not hurt, don't be rolling around on the field out there and acting like you're hurt, because it scares Mom and Dad to death. I used to always tell my kids, if I'd walk out there and because they were lying down, I'd tell them, you better be hurt, because right now you're scaring your mom to death.
Second down and goal for the Explorers at the 2. Yeah, by the time Cross got over here to the near sideline, he was walking just fine. Now he's explaining to head coach Tim Nelson what happened, and he's not even limping now as he walks here on the near sideline. On the second down and goal play, the give is to Etley, and he walks in for the 2-yard touchdown, and the Explorers have their biggest lead of the night. Etley from 2 yards out. It comes with 5:38 remaining here in the third quarter, and the Marquette lead is now 12, and they'll go for 2 again, it would appear. Etley's second touchdown run of the night.
Yeah, and you could see that coming the way Utley's been chewing up the yardage all night long, that, give it to Utley and make them stop him.
Well, Marquette 1 for 2 on 2-point conversion attempts. Etley walked in for 1. They tried to throw on the other, and Eberlin was sacked. And let's see what they do here. They put Brimage in motion to the left side, hand it to Etley, and he walks in again for the 2-point conversion. And that makes the score Marquette 22, East Alton, Wood River 8, 5:38 remaining until halftime. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
So we'll retire to the mountains.
Oh, but I love the ocean.
There are places you want to get to in life, like retirement. And now your State Farm agent can help guide you with the free State Farm Insurance and Financial Review to prioritize your needs and help you plan a roadmap for your financial future.
Come on, nothing beats pine trees.
Except for palm trees.
Call and schedule yours today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Contact Tom Lane to lay out your roadmap to retirement today at 377-8912 across from Gino's 140 Club in Bethalto.
When you use Tycon Builders for any project, no matter how big or small, they don't decide when the job is finished, you do. They won't even accept final payment for your project until you're 100% satisfied. Tycon Builders is a locally owned and operated company, so when they work on a home, they're working on the home of a neighbor, and they want to make sure their neighbors are happy. For home improvements, small or large, call Tycon Builders for a free estimate. 465-7335. Tycon Builders. Cross the bridge to quality.
Nick Schrank to kick it away for the Explorers. The run up and the kick. It's a high, short kick. And it's returned from the 25 out across the 30. It's Tharp still on his feet out across the 35 and out to the 40-yard line he goes. Kevin Tharp with about a 15-yard return on that kickoff. And the Oilers, who now trail by 14, will take over 1st and 10 and try to get that offense geared up again. They put together a 51-yard touchdown drive in the first quarter. Their last possession stalled as they failed to convert on 4th down on the Marquette 21-yard line. And so they have shown the ability to move the football. But then the Explorers put together a 79-yard touchdown drive, even after facing 1st and 40 on that possession. Now here is the give right up the middle to McElroy, but we've got flags on the play. And despite the fact that McElroy picks up about 4, that's going to be a hold against the Oilers and cost him yardage.
Well, and Sam, the Oilers have a little bit of talent out there. Like we said, McElroy, Ragusa, Tharp. They got some kids out there that can play, but they keep on shooting themselves in the foot having these penalties and stuff. Here's a holding penalty that'll move them back 10 yards.
That's their 3rd penalty of the night. They had 2 illegal procedures on their first possession and haven't had a penalty since then. The only turnover of the ball game was committed by the Explorers, and that led to the Oiler touchdown drive. 1st and 22 Oilers from their own 28-yard line, as that was a 10-yard walk-off from the spot of the foul. And from that pistol formation, Ragusa takes a snap and drops to throw. He's got time, sets up the screen to McElroy out across the 30. Oh, and a nice play there by Derek Sterrett to bust that thing up. It looked like it might go, and instead they end up picking up about 4 yards on the completion.
Well, that screen was very well set up, and it looked like it was going to go somewhere, like you said, Sam, but Sterrett came knifing in out of nowhere, and no one picked him up, and he made a good tackle.
2nd and 18 Oilers from their own 32-yard line. Two receivers to each side of the field. And Ragusa in the pistol formation takes the snap, drops to throw. He's got time. He steps up. He lets it go deep down the middle and overshoots his intended receiver, Colby Hall. Hall was open. He had found an opening at about the Explorer 45-yard line, but that time Ragusa just let it go too high and overshot everybody. Only his second incomplete pass of the night.
But tell you what, he had some zip on the ball. He can throw that ball, and he's going to be fun to watch in the next 3 years.
Ragusa 7 for 9 in the passing department for 57 yards. Now 3rd and 18 for the Oilers from their own 32. Ragusa drops to throw. Now lets it go deep down the left sideline. He's got top and he makes a dandy catch at the Marquette 43. Another fantastic catch by Tharp.
Sam, that's just that wheel pattern, and what we mean by that is they'll put a slot out to the left. They got a wide receiver out wide. They've got a slot man inside of him, and the wide man runs a post. The inside man then goes outside that post and down the sidelines, and he's been wide open all night long.
Tharp's 5th reception for a total of 72 yards. Now McElroy right up the middle, carrying tacklers with him inside the 35 and down to the Marquette 33-yard line, and a gain of 10 on that carry from McElroy.
Again, Sam, all year long, the wheel pattern has given Marquette fits, and you would think by the 7th game they would have fixed that, and I'm sure they've talked about it, but they got to do a better job on it.
The 7th first down of the first half for the Oilers at the Marquette 33. They give it to McElroy. Up the middle he goes. Big hole. Oh, he takes on a tackler head on, and McElroy got the best of that one inside the 25 down to the 24-yard line, and a gain of 8, a gain of 9 on that carry for Detrays McElroy.
You know, if you're an Oiler fan, you got to like the fact that they fell behind 22-8, but there's no quit in them right now, and they're really moving the ball very well.
2nd and 1, they give it to McElroy, and that time he gets the first down, but he might have had more before Stephen Etley brought him down, but I think he slipped.
He slipped, yeah.
Down to the 21-yard line, a gain of 3 on that carry. McElroy, 13 carries for 58 yards. 8 first downs in the first half for the Oilers, so moving the football has not been a problem.
Yeah, no, you've got to like the Oilers' offense. It's their defense right now that's not been able to stop Marquette other than that one interception.
1st and 10 at the Marquette 22, and now the snap goes through the feet of Ragusa, and he has to go back and cover it all the way back at his own 32-yard line. That'll be a loss of 10. I think the Oilers, I think one of their wideouts started a half count too soon, and now they wish they'd gotten the 5-yard penalty instead of the 10-yard loss on the bad snap.
Yeah, and that bad snap was caused by the fact that when you have a muddy field and a wet grass, it's hard for that center to get his grip on that ball, and that time that ball never came off the ground. It just rolled right back to the quarterback and through his legs.
2nd and 20 Oilers at the Marquette 32. Ragusa drops to throw. He's got time. That was almost intercepted by Angelo Cross, who's rolling around on the ground in pain, not because he's hurt, but because he had a sure interception and couldn't hang on.
Yeah, that was a sure interception, and he should have picked it off.
It wasn't 10 minutes ago. You thought they were going to have to cart him out of here on an ambulance, and now he's out there moving around pretty well. 3rd and 20. Ragusa drops to throw. All kinds of time. Lets it go deep down the left side, and that is incomplete, and that's going to be an interference call against Marquette and Dalton Holm, and I'm not sure it's a good call because I think Tharp just tripped over Holm, who was going for the interception.
Yeah, Tharp just tripped over Holm. Obviously, the Oilers all think that was a good call. It was not, in that the two kids got tangled up, but there was no pass interference on that. But, again, it was called. First down for the Oilers.
Marquette's 4th penalty of the night for a total of 50 yards. And after the Marquette coaching staff got 2 unsportsmanlike calls against them when they protested too vociferously because they thought a Marquette receiver had been interfered with. Now the Oilers get the call, and it's going to be a first down for East Alton Wood River at the Marquette 18-yard line after the walk-off.
Well, in high school ball, Sam, almost any time an offensive receiver falls down, the refs almost always call some kind of pass interference.
Now McElroy right up the middle, breaking tackles all the way down to the 10-yard line. We'll call that a gain of 7 on the carry. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Tell you what, you gotta like that McElroy. Like I said, I mean, he's got big legs. He's a well put together kid, and if he does weigh 195, I mean that's a tough kid to bring down.
2:10 and counting remaining in the first half. Marquette with a 14-point lead, but the Oilers knocking on the door. 2nd and 3 at the Marquette 10. They give it to McElroy. This time he's stacked up at the line of scrimmage and gains nothing, as a host of Marquette tacklers met him, led by Brett Greenwell.
Yeah, Brett Greenwell and Bobby Bloomberg were both in on that tackle, and they stacked him up. But like I was saying, McElroy, he's a nice running back.
3rd and 3 Oilers at the Marquette 10-yard line, as the clock continues to roll now with 1:35 remaining in the first half. Marquette leading 22-8. From that pistol formation, Ragusa drops to throw under pressure over the middle. Touchdown! Touchdown Oilers. Making the reception was Colby Hall. And the Oilers are on the board again. A 10-yard touchdown pass.
Well, I told you, Sam, you got to like this Ragusa. He really throws the ball well. I can see why Coach went with him, as a freshman. Normally a freshman will not start at quarterback, but this kid's got a lot of potential.
It comes with 1:25 remaining, and now the Oilers, who trail by 7, will go for 2. They put a man in motion to the right side and give it right up the middle to McElroy, and he's stacked up shy on the 2-point conversion attempt. 1:25 remaining in the half. The score, Marquette 22, the Oilers 14. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game is brought to you by Jack Schmidt Chevrolet, the #1 GM certified dealer in Southern Illinois. Olin Community Credit Union, exceeding member expectations since 1934. Tycon Builders, 25 years of quality construction services. Alton Memorial Hospital, the best health care close to home. United Methodist Village, where living is easy. Tom Lane State Farm, your good neighbor agent in the Riverbend. Roberts Ford, the value store since 1949. Weber Granite City Chevrolet. Buy American. Gerard Fisher, American Family Insurance. All your protection under one roof.
Last week, it's hard to see them being shut out, but Payne has been the surprise of the South Central Conference.
Yeah, when we played them, Sam, I don't think either one of us was that impressed with them. Marquette that night had 6 turnovers, and of course Payne had beat us. But the thing is, we were not that impressed with them. But I think we were wrong. I think Pena is better than a lot of people think.
Well, they're alone in second place in the SEC at 5-2 after 7 weeks. Greenville 7-0, and Pena 5-2, and a whole bunch of teams at 4-3. And Marquette would join the gaggle at 4-3 with a win here tonight. Now Marquette squibs it and is covered by the Oilers at their own 36-yard line. And East Alton Wood River starts 1st and 10 right there as freshman quarterback Aaron Ragusa comes out to lead the Oilers. He sends 2 receivers to each side of the field. Detrays McElroy behind Ragusa, who's in that pistol formation. And he pitches it back to McElroy, who tries to sweep the left side, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. May not have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Lost about a foot on the play. It'll be 2nd, and we'll call it 10.
Yeah, again, I'm a little bit surprised that they came out running the ball immediately, but on the other hand, the Oilers have done a pretty good job of mixing it up, so, that's good play calling. When you think it's going to be a run and it's a pass, or you think it's going to be a pass and it's a run, that's good play calling on the part of the Oilers.
2nd and 10 from the 36 for the Oilers. Now, Ragusa pass out to the left side, incomplete, and Cecil Brimage was about a half step from picking that one off and taking it 40 yards for a touchdown.
That sideline pass is the hardest throw in the NFL. let alone in college and high school ball. And Ragusa, I mean, he threw from the left hash mark all the way across to the right side. That was a very dangerous pass, and you're right, Brimage was almost there to pick it off.
3rd and 10 Oilers, just shy of their own 36-yard line. Now they send trips to the right side, another receiver wide left. And this time, Ragusa in the shotgun, and now the center was late getting the ball back because everybody went and the ball never came. Finally it did, but too late.
Which indicates that the center forgot the count.
The 5th penalty of the night against the Oilers for a total of 28 yards. And now they'll face 3rd and 15, just shy of their own 31-yard line.
That's the only thing about the Oiler offense that I have not liked all night. They get too many penalties. And the penalties, Sam, have almost all been jumping. So it's stuff you can fix. But that's been slowing their offense down, and their offense is doing great other than that.
2 receivers to each side of the field. The snap back to Ragusa, who drops to throw, launches it deep down the left sideline. It is caught inside the 35, inside the 30, and down to the 28-yard line of the Explorers.
I got to chuckle. I don't understand how you let kids all season long go down the sideline and get wide open like that, but we've been watching it all year long.
42 yards on the completion from Aaron Ragusa to Cody Engler. 172 yards passing in this game for Ragusa. 1st and 10 Oilers at the Marquette 28-yard line. From that pistol formation, the give right up the middle, McElroy, and he pounds his way down to the 25. A gain of about 3 on that carry.
By now, Marquette should be ready for McElroy up the middle. After every long pass, the Oilers have followed it up with Ragusa right up the middle. So they got to get a little bit trickier, I guess, or just try something else instead of always McElroy up the middle after every long pass. Come back with that long pass.
2nd and 7 Oilers at the Marquette 26-yard line. 2 receivers to each side of the field. Ragusa rolls to his right, lets it go over the middle, and it's incomplete. Right into the hands of Colby Hall, but he could not hang on, and that stops the clock and brings about 3rd down.
Yeah, he's hitting himself on the helmet. He knows he should have had that one, and again, Ragusa delivered that right there. Ragusa does not look like a freshman quarterback.
3rd and 7 Oilers at the Marquette 26. The first possession of the second half. Marquette with a 2-touchdown lead. Ragusa over the middle has his man. That's Hall. Hall breaks a tackle, still on his feet, down to the 20-yard line, and he's going to be about a yard shy of a first down. 6 yards on that completion from Ragusa to Hall.
Well, another big 4th down play here, and it'll be interesting to see, what the Oilers do. Will they give it to McElroy and try to, have him get those 2 yards, or are they going to throw it? Obviously, they got to do one or the other, but they've done a good job mixing it up, so I don't know what they'll do.
4th and 1 at the Marquette 20 from that pistol formation. Now they set. And they were going to hand it to McElroy, but the ball came loose as Ragusa never really had a handle on it.
No.
And it's going to be a turnover to the Explorers as Marquette recovers the fumble. It doesn't really matter. It was 4th down.
Right.
But officially a fumble recovery by the Explorers' Mark Harrison.
Yeah, it'll go down as a fumble recovery, but that was a stop by the Marquette defense on 4th down. But I tell you what happened was the snap went right to Ragusa, but what he did is he looked to McElroy. He was going to hand that ball off to McElroy, and he took his eyes off the ball, and he dropped it, and that ended the play.
So another Oiler drive stalls inside the Marquette 25. That's the 3rd time tonight they've had a drive stall deep in Marquette territory, and now Marquette runs the option, and Eberlin keeps it himself and crosses the 30 and takes it out to the 32-yard line. A gain of about 7, maybe 8 on that carry by the Marquette quarterback.
Yeah, and Eberlin's doing a nice job running that option offense. He's made some good decisions as to whether to keep the ball or pitch it, and he's done a good job on the ground.
Eberlin, 5 carries for 25 yards. Marquette with 277 yards rushing tonight. 2nd and 2, Marquette from their own 32, and here's the give to the fullback. Oh no, Eberlin kept it himself. He faked the handoff to the fullback and again sprinted out to the right side, crosses the 35 and takes it out to the 38-yard line.
See, and he faked you out, Sam. You thought the fullback had the ball, and that's what the offense is supposed to do. It's supposed to fake us out every time. When we think the fullback has it and he doesn't, that's a good read by the quarterback. So Eberlin, again, he's doing a very good job.
6 yards on that carry by Eberlin. 1st and 10 Explorers from their own 37-yard line. They send receivers left and right. Miller wide left, Sterrett wide right. Brimage in motion to the left side, and they give it to Etley, the fullback this time, and he's got good yardage out across the 45 to the 46-yard line, a gain of 9 for Etley.
Yeah, he got about 9.5 there. They need looks like about a foot for that first down, but again, by the end of the night, Sam, I think Marquette's going to be well in excess of 400 yards rushing on the ground and have at least 3 100-yard rushers.
2nd and 1, Marquette from their own 46. Holm in motion to the right side. They give to Etley right up the gut. First down yardage and then some. Etley to the right sideline. Etley inside the 40 down to the 34-yard line of the Oilers, and another Marquette first down.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I don't mean to point it out and make him look bad or anything, but if Derek Sterrett, number 85, would have gotten that block downfield, Etley would have scored.
20 on that carry for Etley. That puts him over 100. He's got 106. Holm has 106. Brimage has 72. It's about time for Cecil to get it. 1st and 10 Explorers at the Oiler 34-yard line. Brimage in motion to the left side, and now whistles and flags prior to the snap, and somebody jumped.
Yeah, number 56 from the Oilers jumped off sides. When Brimage went in motion, it brought one of the defenders over.
That's Adam Grace. And unfortunately, a lot of those linemen only get their number called
when they make a
mistake.
Play, yeah.
Adam Grace not too graceful on that one. 1st and 5 Explorers at the Oiler 29-yard line. Brimage in motion to the left side. They give it to Etley right up the gut. Etley working behind the right side of the line. Takes it inside the 25 down to the 24-yard line, a gain of 5, and he's going to be very close to a first down. It is a first down,
yeah.
The 14th of the night for the Explorers.
And again, the Oilers have not shown the ability to really stop Utley, but then again, when they do try to stop him, you've got Holm and you've got Brimage picking up big yardage. So again, the Oiler defense has had trouble all night long stopping that Marquette offense.
1st and 10 Explorers at the Oiler 22-yard line. Marquette leading 28-14. Now the quarterback sneak right up the middle. Eberlin takes it inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line. A gain of 4 on that carry. They just had wide splits there. He saw the opening and took off with it.
Yeah, what they're doing is just spreading out the whole Oiler defense, and you get them spread out wide enough, and it leaves a lot of room up the middle for the quarterback just to sneak it.
2nd and 6 Explorers at the Oiler 19-yard line. The Oilers took the second half kickoff, drove inside the Marquette 25 before failing to convert on 4th down, and now Marquette has put a nice drive together. On the second down play, Holm in motion to the right side. They hand it to Holm. He's got blockers out front. Holm at the 10. Holm at the 5. Holm into the end zone. Touchdown, Dalton Holm.
I tell you what, Holm's having a heck of a night. He's hard to tackle. He's, again, as I said last week, he's not real fast. He's not real shifty, but he's fast enough. He's shifty enough, but he's a hard runner is what he is.
A 19-yard touchdown run by Dalton Holm. His second of the night. Holm 5 carries for 125 yards, and now the Explorers have their biggest lead of the night. That touchdown comes with 6:17 remaining here in the third quarter. Holm earlier had a 35-yard touchdown run, and that time a 19-yard touchdown run. And again, he had blockers out in front. This time 3 of them, but then Holm is hard to bring down. He leapt over a would-be tackler at the 10-yard line. He was hit at the 5, broke that tackle, and just dragged somebody into the end zone with him.
Yeah, he really did a nice job getting into the end zone, because for all practical purposes, even with those blockers out there, he should have been stopped at about the 5 or just inside the 5, but he got those last 3 or 4 yards by himself.
That was a 76-yard touchdown drive by the Explorers. And we've got an Oiler down and injured here on the near sideline. But on that play, Halm had 3 blockers out in front. And they did a good job of opening things up so he could find that right sideline. And then, as we said, he leapt over a would-be tackler at the 10, hit at the 5, and dragged that tackler with him into the end zone. And the injured Oiler looks like it's number 22, Josh Bennett. And he's here on the near sideline at about the 10-yard line, and he might have been run over by one of those blockers that formed that convoy in front of Dalton Hall.
I tell you what, that's been a nice play all night long, and they've gotten those blockers out there in front of him. That time I saw Brad Emming out there in front of him, and the running back out there in front of him. But it's a nice play, and Halm does a nice job getting behind those blockers and just reading it and then breaking into the open.
Halm, a sophomore, started the first 3 games at quarterback after Keenan Eberlin was injured just about 2 days before the first game. And Halm did well at quarterback, but then when Eberlin was able to return, Halm moved to wide receiver. But then last week, he moved to wingback after Travis Jones decided to leave the football team. And Halm has had quite a night here tonight. He's a strong runner.
Very strong runner. And, like I said, if you don't wrap him up, you're not going to tackle him.
Now Marquette with a 20-point lead will try to add to it with a 2-point conversion attempt. They put Halm in motion to the right side, and Eberlin runs, pitches it to Halm, and Halm walks in for the 2-point conversion as they ran the option beautifully. Faked the handoff to the fullback Etley, who I think would have been in had they given it to him. And then Eberlin turned it upfield, and when they sealed him off, he pitched it back to Halm, and nobody was anywhere near Halm. He walked in for the 2-point conversion. It makes the score. Marquette 36, the Oilers 14, 6-17. Remaining third quarter, you're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Make life easy for yourself at the United Methodist Village.
With no more stairs and no more home upkeep in a spacious apartment or villa home, with no upfront endowment and just 1 monthly fee, you stay in control of your finances. Now that's easy and smart. Countryside living that is fun, neighborly, and only minutes from the Clark Bridge. The United Methodist Village, where living is easy.
I only wish I'd have moved here sooner.
Hi, George Weber. Weber Chevrolet's year-end clearance is underway, making now a great time to save money when you buy and when you drive. Through the end of the month, we are offering the highest sales incentives of the year. And no matter what you hear in the media, believe me, our financing is still as available and aggressive as it's ever been, if not more. Combine that with our great incentives and you have the lowest payments of the year. And that's just the start of the great values at Weber Chevrolet in Granite City, Illinois. Or check us out on the web at WeberGC.com.
A 22-point lead, 36-14 midway through the third quarter.
But, Sam, I have no doubt these Oilers are not going to quit. I really don't think they'll come back and win this game, but I don't think they'll quit, and I think we'll see them throwing that ball downfield.
Now the return by the Oilers, and they had 2 deep men back there, and the one I think they didn't want to take it does. Not that there's anything wrong with him. Dylan Doris, a junior fullback, returns it out across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Back there with him was Kevin Tharp, and I think they'd been better off to let Tharp take it. Either one could have caught it, but Doris took it out to the 37.
Well, if they're going to put you back there, you got to figure you're going to get the ball sometime.
First and 10 Oilers from their own 37-yard line. Aaron Ragusa, 13 of 20 on the night for 178 yards and a touchdown, and he's in that pistol formation and drops to throw. They try to set up the screen, and now he lets it go, and it's batted down by Brett Greenwell. I thought it was a screen, but apparently not. I guess there were just a lot of linemen who got bunched up over there to the right side, and then not a well-advised throw by Ragusa, and Brett Greenwell had a good chance to pick it off but couldn't.
Yeah, well, it wasn't thrown right at Greenwell. He made a nice move to knocked the ball down. But I think it was a screen, Sam, but Marquette read it, so Ragusa did the right thing in not throwing it.
Now McElroy on the draw, and he goes nowhere as Angelo Cross, who has miraculously risen from the dead, makes the tackle, and now Angelo checks out, and he is a little bit gimpy on that leg. But
he's gimpy, yeah.
When he went down there in the second quarter, you thought he was at death's door.
Well, the way he was writhing in pain, and yeah, you're right. But we've seen that before from Angelo. He's got to learn that you're either hurt or you're not, and if you're not, get back up.
3rd and 10, and now Ragusa rolling to his left, lets it go downfield. Oh, a diving catch. Is it a good catch? It is.
I think it was good, yeah.
And a flag was thrown, too. I think that was going to be an interference call against Marquette. And I'll tell you what, Kevin Tharp has distinguished himself here tonight. That's about the 3rd circus catch he's made. And now let's see if the interference was going to be offense or defense. I'm pretty sure it was going to go against Keenan Eberlin.
It was going to go against Keenan Eberlin here on defense. But I tell you what, Tharp has played a nice game. He missed that one long pass early in the game, but he has more than made up for it since then.
A 16-yard completion, so they decline the penalty and take the completion. 194 yards passing now for Ragusa, and 88 yards in receptions for Kevin Tharp. That was his 6th catch, and half of them have been circus catches.
Yeah, and it's still only the 3rd quarter, Sam. So they're gonna connect before the night's over 2 or 3 or 4 more times.
Clock rolling with 5:20 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Marquette with a 22-point lead, and here is the give to McElroy. Finds an opening and takes it inside the 45, down to the 44-yard line. A gain of 3 on that carry.
Yeah, I was surprised Marquette was not called for a penalty there because they're right in, lined up offside, and then finally realized it and got back, but you cannot go into that neutral zone.
McElroy now with 20 carries for 72 yards, so he's had plenty of work here tonight. 2nd and 7 Oilers at the Marquette 44-yard line. Ragusa over the middle finds his man. That's Tharp, and a quick tackle by Brett Greenwell, and a gain of only a yard that time.
Good tackle by Greenwell, because that was a one-on-one tackle, and if Greenwell misses that, Tharp's going to get probably at least another 5-6 yards.
Ragusa 15 completions and 23 attempts for 195 yards and a touchdown, and he's a freshman. Receivers left and right. 3rd and 5 Oilers at the Marquette 43. Ragusa, quick pass out to the right side and making the reception and eluding a tackle, but I think that was...
it was Brad Emming who slowed him down. Missed the tackle, but he slowed him down enough that the Marquette defense recovered and made the tackle.
That was Scott Gibbs who made the reception. He's caught 2 passes for -1 yards on the night, as that one went for no gain. And now it's 4th and 5 Oilers at the Marquette 43-yard line.
And we know they're not going to punt.
Nobody's punted all night. The punters have the evening off. Now Ragusa drops the throw on the 4th down play. Oh, right through the hands of Gibbs. The pass a little bit high at the 30, but Gibbs, if he jumped, he got about an inch and a half off the ground.
Well, I think he jumped a little bit higher than that. It was a little bit high. Ragusa's been throwing pretty well all night long, and he puts a lot on the ball, but I thought that one was a little bit off. That would have been a heck of a catch for Gibbs.
How far off the ground do you think he got?
About 2.5 inches.
He didn't jump very high. He jumps like I jump.
I was going to say, Sam, I guarantee he got higher than you would have, but of course you're 55 years old now.
I think I can jump as high now as I did when I was 18 because I couldn't jump then. Here's the give. It's Eberlin on the carry. Keenan Eberlin on the option to the left side. And I'll tell you what, outrunning interference for him was Cecil Brimage downfield throwing blocks. And Eberlin picks up 12 and a Marquette first down.
Well, they better give Brimage the ball a few more times because I got to bet that we'll have 3 backs having 100 yards. And right now we got 2 with 100. So they got to give Brimage the ball 1 or 2 more times and he'll break one.
Etley, 15 carries for 113 yards. Halm, 5 carries for 125 yards. Etley and Halm each with 2 touchdowns on the night. The other one belongs to Brimage. 1st and 10 Explorers at the Oiler 47. Here it is. Brimage to the left side. Brimage trying to find the left sideline. Brimage pounds his way inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line. And a gain of 13 on that carry for Cecil Brimage. That puts him at 85 yards on 7 carries.
85, so 1 more carry, he'll get his 15. He just about broke that one, Sam.
Now Jack Miller checks in. David Wilton checks out as they shuttle plays in with the wide receivers. It's Derek Sterrett wide right, Jack Miller wide left. Double wing formation. Keenan Eberlin, the senior quarterback, under center. 1st and 10 Explorers at the Oiler 33. Here's the give to Etley right up the middle. He breaks a tackle, still on his feet inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line. That shows you how strong he is because he was stood up the moment he got the football, but he shook out of it and then broke another tackle en route to a 6-yard gain.
Well, yeah, we've said it all year long. He's a strong running back. Just one of these bowling balls where he's built very low to the ground, and that's very advantageous for a fullback.
2nd and 5 Explorers at the Oiler 27-yard line. Receivers left and right. Halm in motion to the right side. They fake a pitch back to Halm and give it to Brimage up the middle, and Brimage has first down yardage all the way down to the 21-yard line. A gain of 6 on that carry for Cecil. Didn't they fake a pitch back to Halm?
Yeah.
I thought they were going to pitch it to him and he was going to throw it, but instead they faked that and then gave it to Brimage up the middle.
Well, I will tell you this: they're executing very well. They're faking the ball one way, going somewhere else. They're doing a nice job on the offensive hiding that ball.
The clock rolling with 1:47 remaining in the third quarter. Marquette with a 22-point lead, and they've got it 1st and 10 at the Oiler 21. Brimage in motion to the left side to give. It's the option to the right side. Eberlin with the football. He's at the 10. Pitches back to Brimage. He's in for the touchdown. Cecil Brimage. It'll go as a 21-yard touchdown run by Cecil Brimage, but Eberlin did most of it and then pitched it back to Brimage.
That was a great play by Keenan Eberlin. Yeah, I mean, that was a great play. I coached football a long time at Marquette, coached the option a long time. Back when I played, I ran the option for 8 years actually, 4 in high school and 4 in college, and I have not seen very many quarterbacks run the ball 12, 15 yards downfield and then pitch. Normally they'll run it 10, 12 yards downfield and then get tackled with the ball. But he gave the ball up, and that was a great play.
It almost doesn't seem fair to give Brimage credit for a 21-yard run, but that's the way it goes. And now he's over 100. Brimage, Etley, and Halm all with 2 touchdowns apiece, and now Marquette will try. Well, they were going to try to kick the extra point, but the snap was high, and now Eberlin throws it into the end zone to Brimage for the 2-point conversion. So a busted play. Halm was going to try to kick it. The snap was high. Eberlin took it, rolled out to his right, and found Brimage in the end zone for the 2-point conversion. And with 1:30 remaining in the third quarter, the score now, Marquette 44, the Oilers 14. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
There's a long pass. It looks like it's going to be overthrown. Oh, the receiver dashes under the ball and makes the catch. Touchdown! Where did he get that extra burst of speed? That off-season training really paid off.
Alton Memorial Hospital's Human Motion Institute Sports Performance helps athletes maximize their potential and improve their game. With sports performance training, you'll leap higher, run faster, and throw farther. Learn more at altonmemorialhospital.org. Human Motion Institute Sports Performance, building better athletes.
The more your life changes, the more your insurance needs change. I'm Gerard Fisher of American Family Insurance. In just minutes, I can conduct a free personal insurance review to help you determine how much and what type of coverage is right for you, with no costly gaps or overlaps. Interested? Call me, Gerard Fisher of American Family Insurance, today at 466-7062.
American Family Insurance.
Well, the Marquette Explorers built a 28-14 halftime lead, and it's been all Explorers here in the third quarter. They've outscored the Oilers 16-0. They lead it 44-14, and now Nick Schrank kicks it away, and it's returned by the Oilers from the 20. And they can't get to the 30 as the return man is hit and hit and hit again. And finally brought down. They give him forward progress out to the 26-yard line. On the return for East Alton Wood River was Tyler Ash, a sophomore.
Yeah, that was 54, Sean Utley, a freshman, who made the tackle on that. But again, a lot of Explorers were there to hem in the running back, and Utley made the tackle. That's Stephen Utley's younger brother.
First and 10 Oilers from their own 26. Again, East Alton Wood River has had no difficulty moving the football tonight, and still neither team has gone into punt formation. Here is the give to McElroy right up the middle, and he's met and hit and tackled and brought down immediately by Emming at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
I think McElroy's taken a few shots tonight, and he's not running as hard as he was earlier. It could be a matter of just being worn out, but I think he got hit a few times too often, and he's just not running with the same effort he was earlier.
In the first half, McElroy 16 carries for 66 yards so far here in the second half, 5 carries for 6 yards. Oh, what a hit by Keenan Eberlin, as that was going to be a completed pass to Hall, and Eberlin arrived at the same time as the ball and separated receiver from ball. Incomplete pass, but we've got a flag down in the backfield.
I tell you what, Eberlin came to play tonight. Maybe it's because it's his last home game. You know, most likely, if Marquette does make the playoffs, they probably will not play at home. But anyhow, that was a heck of a play by Eberlin, and he's done a good job on offense and defense tonight.
But 15 yards walked off against the Explorers for roughing the passer. I didn't see the signal, but that's where the flag was. Yeah. That's the only thing it could have been.
Right.
Some kind of personal foul. And Marquette with 5 major penalties on the night. So that's, of course, 2 of those were on the coaching staff. But first and 10 Oilers from their own 40. Ragusa drops to throw under pressure, and he's sacked. There were a host of Explorers around him. And I think Emming was the first one. No, it was Mark Harrison. They caused him to duck down, and then 3 other Explorers were there to finish him off.
Yeah, there were 4 Explorers standing right over him, so he did the right thing in going down.
And a loss of 6 on the play by Ragusa. Second down and 16 for the Oilers. Just shy of their own 35-yard line. 2 receivers to each side of the field. Aaron Ragusa drops to throw. He's got time. He lets it go over the middle on a sliding attempt by Colby Hall. And I think Ragusa's getting tired too, because his accuracy has waned a bit here in the second half.
Yeah, he's probably worn that right arm out. He's not a very big kid, and he's thrown quite a bit tonight.
And so the Oilers now face 3rd and 16 with 8 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Marquette has outscored the Oilers 16-0 here in the third quarter to build their lead to 44-14. Ragusa back to throw, all kinds of time, lets it go deep down the middle. Oh, and another big hit. This one by Cecil Brimage.
Wow.
As Tharp was going to catch that at the 40. Brimage just hammered him. And I'll tell you what, 2 of the biggest hits of the season we've just seen.
Wow, that
within the last 5 minutes. First by Keenan Eberlin, and this one by Cecil Brimage. And you've heard us tell you all season long that nobody, pound for pound, hits harder than Cecil Brimage, and he just proved it right there. And Tharp is still sprawled at the 41-yard line after taking that hit administered by Cecil Brimage. And I tell you what, if you like defense, you'll never see anything prettier than that.
With Sam last week against Litchfield, we saw Cecil come up and make a hit on one of the Litchfield boys, and we thought at the time it might have been one of the best hits we saw all year. But I tell you what, we just saw the best hit all year. That was one heck of a hit, and the thing is, he timed it perfectly. So right as that ball came on Tharp's fingertips, Cecil hit him, and I mean, it was as clean a hit as it can be, and it's part of football. And I mean, he just laid that kid out, and luckily, I mean, the kid's getting up. I mean, he's got cobwebs. He's shaky and everything, but he should be okay.
That's the final play of the third quarter, and after 3 quarters, the score: Marquette 44, East Alton Wood River 14. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Supplier Pricing Plus at the East Side's newest and one of the largest Chevy dealerships, Jack Schmidt Chevy of Wood River, with 14 acres of selection and more selection. Now all with Supplier Pricing Plus. Save $8,165 on a new 09 half-ton Silverado. A new 09 Malibu LS, just $18,600. Hit the road with Jack Schmidt, with over 14 acres of service, selection, and savings.
Hit the road with Jack.
Jack Schmidt Chevy,
Jack Schmidt.
Wood River, Illinois.
Life is busy, and that's a good thing. Olin Community Credit Union helps me keep up with convenient checking services like free online banking and bill pay, 5 area locations, and free ATMs. They even provide extra deposit insurance to keep my money safe and sound. I know I can count on them, and that helps me give 100% to the people who are counting on me. Call Olin Community Credit Union today or visit them online at olincreditunion.org. Trust me, you'll be glad you did.
Live high school football coverage on WBGZ Alton, just a couple of minutes after the 9 o'clock hour. We start the fourth quarter, and for the first time tonight, we've got a man back in punt formation as the Oilers facing 4th and 16 from their own 34-yard line. Go into punt formation, and Cecil Brimage back deep to receive for the Explorers. The short safety is Dalton Holm, and this kick is blocked by the Explorers, and they cover it at the 38-yard line of the Oilers. It was Keenan Eberlin who covered it. I'm not sure who blocked it. Maybe Mark Harrison.
Well, and Eberlin,
I think it is Mark Harrison. He's shaking his hands.
Yeah.
They sting.
Eberlin should have just stayed away from that, because had he gone down and tried to cover that and lost it, the Oilers could have recovered it.
So 1st and 10 Explorers at the Oiler 38-yard line. Marquette's 3 starting running backs have each scored 2 touchdowns here tonight, and all 3 have rushed for more than 100 yards.
Yeah, and I can see the Marquette coaches on the sidelines getting their JV team ready, so we'll see a lot of changes in a minute.
Eberlin under center, puts Holm in motion to the right side, and they give it to Etley right up the middle, and he's stacked up at the 35 after about a 3-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Because we're at the point in the game, Sam, where you want to get out of this game without any injuries. You got the game won, so now you want to get your key players, which is all your starters, get them off the field, get the JV team in there, let them learn the system, learn how to play against a varsity team.
At least 17 carries for 122 yards and 2 touchdowns. But the leading ball carrier, unofficially, Dalton Holm with 125 yards on 5 carries. And Brimage not far behind. Here is the option to the left side, and Eberlin wanted to pitch to Brimage, but knew better because he was wrapped up, and he powers his way down to the 30-yard line. There's also a flag on the play, and they might have gotten Eberlin's face mask.
No, we got a holding against Marquette, I think, Sam, because I saw the Marquette looked like the center, 56 Harrison, going back, waving, he's with his hands out like, what did I do?
Actually, 2 flags, though. One at the point of the tackle and the other closer to the line of scrimmage. It would be a 5-yard gain by Eberlin. And we've got a personal foul, chop block against the Explorers, and a face mask against the Oilers, offsetting penalties, so it'll be 2nd down all over again. Just pretend none of that happened. Stops the clock with 11:09 remaining in the fourth quarter. Marquette with the 30-point lead, 44-14. 2nd and 7 Explorers at the Oiler 35-yard line. Receivers left and right, double wing formation. Holm in motion to the right side. They hand it to Holm. This time he doesn't have the convoy that he had earlier, and he loses 3 yards.
No, that was well played by the Oilers. That's the first time they've stopped that play all night. But again, what it shows is they're learning.
Back to the 37-yard line.
And now Holm and Etley each have 122 yards rushing, and Brimage 10 yards behind the two of them with 112. 3rd and nearly 10 for the Explorers at the Oiler 37-yard line. Marquette not in any hurry here. The clock rolling with 10:25 remaining in the fourth quarter. Marquette with the game well in hand, and the Explorers playing their final home game of the season. Receivers left and right. Keenan Eberlin under center. Puts Brimage in motion to the left side and pitches back to Brimage. Cecil Brimage looking for an opening. He finds one. He bursts through it at the 30, at the 25. Tries to cut it back at the 20 and his feet slipped. Otherwise, he might have cut it back and gone for a touchdown. But Cecil picks up 17 on the carry and a 1st down for the Explorers.
Time to get the JV in, Coach. Get those kids off the field. You got a big game next week and a big game the week after that, and then hopefully we got some playoffs.
Brimage 129 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns on 10 carries. And now he's the game's leading rusher for the moment. Miller wide left, Sterrett wide right, double wing formation. 1st and 10 Explorers at the Oiler 20. Halm in motion to the right side. They give it on the counter to Brimage. Brimage squirts through the opening and takes it down to the 15-yard line. There really wasn't anything there, and he kind of stepped through the hole sideways and then tried to turn it on, and by then the Oilers closed down on him, but not until Brimage had picked up 5.
Yeah. And holding Brimage to 5 is a semi-success.
Now down to 9:40 and counting, remaining in the 4th quarter. It was 28-14 Marquette at halftime. The Explorers outscored the Oilers 16-0 in the 3rd quarter. Thus far, the 4th quarter has been scoreless. 2nd and 5, Marquette at the 15 of the Oilers. Brimage in motion to the left side. They hand it to Brimage. Cecil on his feet at the 10. Cecil dragging tacklers out of bounds at the 7-yard line. A gain of 8 on that carry and another first down for Marquette, their 20th of the night.
Well, like we've been saying all night long, Sam, this Marquette offense has been unstoppable on the ground, and they're just rolling up the yardage.
3 100-yard rushers. Brimage approaching 150. He's at 142 on 12 carries and 2 touchdowns. 1st and goal Marquette at the Oilers' 7-yard line. Miller wide left, Sterrett wide right. On the first down play, Brimage in motion to the left side. They give it to Brimage. Off tackle left. He walks down to the one. He's in for the touchdown. Cecil Brimage, I was about to say he walks in, and then somebody hit him right at the goal line. And I thought maybe he didn't get in, but the official here on the near sideline signaled touchdown. Brimage's 3rd of the night. That a 7-yard touchdown run.
Well, I think that's the last you'll see of the Marquette starting offense, and they'll keep some of the same kids. A lot of the kids go both ways, so they'll still play some defense, but I don't think we'll see Brimage and the rest of them out there on offense anymore.
Now they're going to try to kick the extra point. Dalton Halm puts it up out of the hold of Keenan Everlin. It's up high, long, and good. And with 9:12 remaining here in the 4th quarter, the score now is Marquette 51, the East Alton Wood River Oilers 14. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We're now approaching the island of Bora Bora. Enjoy your stay.
This beautiful home contains 8 bedrooms, 2 family rooms, and a private jacuzzi just off the master bedroom.
Hey, anybody up for a cruise in my sweet boat?
What are you going to do with all the money you save from buying your car at Roberts Motors?
Roberts Motors in Alton or online at riverBender.com.
Your kids now have kids of their own. I'm State Farm Agent Tom Lane. With just a simple gift, your grandchildren may experience a lifetime of life insurance. Give me a call at 377-8912 in Bethalto to discuss the many options that are available to provide your grandchildren with a gift of life. For great products and service that are available 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, call me, Tom Lane, at 377-8912.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Ragusa has completed 18 of 29 passes for 213 yards and a touchdown. That was Hall's 7th reception. Now Ragusa back to throw. Down the right sideline for a Hall, and he did not catch it. They say he trapped it. Hall said, oh, I had it at the 4-yard line. Hall made a diving attempt, and the official was right there. He had the best view in the house. The official did. But Hall claimed that he caught it.
Well, the official was right there, but from up here it looked like he caught it. But that's a play that we need instant replay on, and they don't have that in high school. Thank God, otherwise these games would be 4 and 5 hours long.
2nd down and 10, Oilers at the Marquette 30-yard line. Ragusa has thrown the football 30 times and completed 18 of them. Now here's the give to McElroy right up the middle, and McElroy gains a yard before he's brought down. There to make the tackle for the Explorers was Derek Sterrett. After McElroy gained 3. McElroy 25 carries for 81 yards. Now 3rd and 7 Oilers.
McElroy's had a nice night. Overshadowed by 3 Marquette backs, but he's had to earn all those yards.
And now whistles and flags with the snap, and they stop the play.
Yeah, I thought the Oilers jumped on that one.
Well, I think about 10 times tonight they've jumped. More often than not, they haven't called it. could be. Maybe they're just that quick.
Well, sometimes all it takes is one quick kid. He gets right off on the ball, and the other kids are just a split second behind that, and it looks like he's jumped.
Now 3rd and 12 Oilers at the Marquette 34-yard line. Ragusa back to throw, out to the right side. Oh, through the hands of Hall and Keenan Eberlin. Got him good, but could have got him even worse. And kind of pulled up on him at the last second. It was an act of mercy, I think.
Well, he felt it, though. He being Hall, he got hit in the back, but
he got him good enough.
It was clean, but you're right. Yeah. He could have really laid him out.
So now 4th and 12 Oilers at the Marquette 34-yard line. 6:13 remaining in the fourth quarter. Marquette with a 51-14 lead. And Ragusa drops the throw once again, going deep down the left sideline, and that one is batted down by Cecil Brimage. He actually caught it, but he was out of bounds. Brimage came out of nowhere, and would have been an interception if it hadn't been down the sideline. And that on that 4th down play, the Explorers will take over on downs, and now we'll see the JV team.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of JVers out there right now. I even see a couple freshmen out there.
Cecil Brimage comes off the field, so he's done at least on offense for the night. 149 yards rushing on 13 carries and 3 touchdowns for Cecil. And now we'll try to figure out who's in the ballgame. Put a man in motion to the left side, and they run the option to the left side, and that's Dalton Holm running at quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know how smart that is right now. I know Holmes your backup quarterback, but right now put in your JV quarterback and get Holm off the field.
Holm gained a yard, only his 7th carry of the night, 123 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. LaShawn Whedon in there is one of the wing backs. On 2nd and 9. The give is to the fullback, and he gains a yard or 2. That's Brett Greenwell playing fullback. He gained a yard, and it's going to be 3rd and 8.
Yeah, it looks like LaShawn Whedon, the freshman, is in the backfield, and Tyler Moore, who's a sophomore, playing the wing backs now. You got Brett Greenwell playing at the fullback position.
3rd and 8 Explorers from their own 36-yard line. Marquette leading 51-14, just inside of 5 minutes remaining in the football game. And they run the option to the right side and pitch it back to Moore, and he's got good running room. And he went the wrong way and got tackled.
Did.
He should have gone left and instead went right.
If he'd have gone left, he would have gained a heck of a lot of yardage. But instead, he went right, and he went right into the defender.
So Tyler Moore picks up 6 on that carry. And it's going to be 4th and 2 for the Explorers. They have not punted all night and will not punt here. Only one punt all evening long, and that came just earlier here in the fourth quarter by the Oilers.
And it got blocked.
And now the Explorers go into put a man in motion, and the Oilers jump across the line of scrimmage. And that'll give Marquette their 21st first down of the night. And now Marquette can burn some more time off the clock just by keeping the ball on the ground. It's gotten chilly here.
It has gotten chilly. I'm glad we're not outside in the wind and cold.
It's pretty breezy too, yeah. 1st and 10 Explorers from their own 47. And the give right up the middle to Greenwell, and Greenwell crosses midfield and takes it to the Oiler 49-yard line. A gain of 4 on that carry for Brett Greenwell.
Greenwell plays mostly on defense, but every now and then we'll get to see him on offense playing fullback.
2nd down and 6 for the Explorers at the Oiler 49-yard line. Now down to 3.5 minutes remaining. Marquette will improve to 4-3 on the season. That'll be the first time they've been over 500 since the opening week of the season when they started 1-0. Here is Holm keeping it himself. Dalton Holm finds the right sideline. Holm first down yardage and then some, still on his feet, and finally run out of bounds at the 32-yard line. A pickup of 17 on that carry for Dalton Holm, and the 22nd first down of the night for the Explorers.
Yeah, right now in Marquette's backfield, they've got 3 sophomores and a freshman. I haven't yet figured out who all is up on the line right now, but I know it's their JV team.
Holm 8 carries for 140 yards and 2 touchdowns. And he's not even the leading ground gainer, not yet. That's Cecil Brimage with 149. But Etley did all the hard work. Now Greenwell right up the middle, and Greenwell drags tacklers with him at the 30, inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line. A gain of 5 for Brett Greenwell. And the clock continues to roll now with 3 minutes remaining. We've got an Oiler down and injured.
Is that an
They'll
Oiler
stop
or
the clock.
is that an Explorer?
It's an Explorer.
That's
You're right.
Greenwell. That's the fullback.
Yeah. So they'll attend to him. At least he's not flip-flopping around like Angelo Cross did.
No.
And I think he's got a cramp. At least by the way they're raising that leg up. Typically, if you've injured a leg, they don't grab it, raise it up in the air like that. Let's do that more if you've got a cramp. And, of course, he's gone all night on defense, and now he's in there as the backup fullback here as the Explorers are basically just trying to run the clock out with a 51-14 lead. Next Friday night, Marquette travels to Roxana to take on the Shells. Roxana under first-year head coach Pat Keith, 0-7. Of course, Pat Keith with Marquette roots. And that'll be our live broadcast next Friday night. The Explorers and the Shells from Charlie Rach Field. Game 2 will be CM in Jerseyville. Well, I'll tell you what, the Eagles have had a lot of close games this year.
They have. They've lost most of them, but they've been right there, and a play or two, and they could have won, and they could have 3 or 4 victories right now easily, instead of just the one.
Now Greenwell checked out of the ball game under his own power, and on 3rd and 5, they pitch it back, and here is LaShawn Whedon trying to sweep the left side, and still on his feet inside the 25 down to the 24-yard line. He picks up 4, and it's going to be 3rd and 1 for the Explorers. So Whedon showed some speed on that play. And
Whedon's got some speed. Yeah, he's one of the faster kids on the team.
3rd and 1 for the Explorers, and it's going to be Holm keeping it himself, working the right side, and he picks up a couple and gets another first down. And now, with just over 2 minutes remaining in the football game, Marquette, if they can hang on to the football, ought to be able to run the clock out.
Yeah, I don't think either team will be calling timeouts, so they got to be able to just take a couple snaps here.
I'd just as soon not see Holm run the football.
Yeah, I'd rather see Holm out of the game right now.
Well, from the standpoint that if anything would happen to Eberlin from here on out, that Holm's got to run the offense, maybe it's not a bad idea to let him, take a few snaps. He hasn't done it for 3 weeks now, but just don't get hurt. Now Holm's going to run the option out to the left side, and he pitches it back, and the pitch back says thanks a lot as he just gets clobbered. That's Jimmy Lawless with his first carry, and Holm pitched it to him at the last second, and as soon as Lawless got the football, he got hammered.
Well, Lawless was lucky he even caught the ball because he had an Oiler right in his face.
That was pretty much Holm saying, I don't want to hear you take it. This play's going nowhere, and I don't want to get clobbered. I'll just let you take the beating.
Now, the officials stopped the clock for something. I think equipment timeout.
So now they roll it. We're down to 1:10 and counting. 2nd and 14 Explorers. And it's going to be Holm keeping it himself again, and he finds some running room to the right side. Holm still on his feet at the 15, at the 10, dragging tacklers with him down to the 7-yard line. And Dalton Holm picks up 18 on that carry. And another first down, the 24th of the night for the Explorers. And with that carry, Dalton Holm becomes the game's leading rusher. 10 carries, 160 yards. And poor Cecil Brimage on the sideline just has to stand there and watch with his 149 yards rushing.
Yeah, be interesting to see if Coach takes a knee here, because what goes around comes around.
First and goal, Explorers at the Oiler 8-yard line. And Holm brings the team to the line of scrimmage and just watches the clock tick down and puts a man in motion, and they hand it to Greenwell, and Greenwell stacked up for a 2-yard gain. And now Marquette will not have to take another snap.
No.
And that'll be the ball game. I would assume. Yes, as the Marquette offense walks towards the near sideline, the final 15 seconds will tick off. The Explorers win on senior night. They win their final home game of the season and finish 2-2 at home and improve to 4-3 overall. The final score, Marquette 51, the East Alton Wood River Oilers 14. Back to wrap it up in just a moment. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
When you use Tycon Builders for any project, no matter how big or small, they don't decide when the job is finished, you do. They won't even accept final payment for your project until you're 100% satisfied. Tycon Builders is a locally owned and operated company, so when they work on a home, they're working on the home of a neighbor, and they want to make sure their neighbors are happy. For home improvements, small or large, call Tycon Builders for a free estimate. 465-7335. Tycon Builders. Cross the bridge to quality.
Make life easy for yourself at the United Methodist Village.
With no more stairs and no more home upkeep in a spacious apartment or villa home, with no upfront endowment and just one monthly fee, you stay in control of your finances. Now that's easy and smart. Countryside living that is fun, neighborly, and only minutes from the Clark Bridge. The United Methodist Village, where living is easy.
I only wish I'd have moved here sooner.
Hi, George Weber. Weber Chevrolet's year-end clearance is underway, making now a great time to save money when you buy and when you drive. Through the end of the month, we are offering the highest sales incentives of the year. And no matter what you hear in the media, believe me, our financing is still as available and aggressive as it's ever been, if not more. Combine that with our great incentives and you have the lowest payments of the year. And that's just the start of the great values at Weber Chevrolet in Granite City, Illinois. Or check us out on the web at WeberGC.com.
Good job, Phyllis. I can't believe I'm working on it.
RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game is brought to you by Jack Schmidt Chevrolet, the #1 GM certified dealer in Southern Illinois. Olin Community Credit Union, exceeding member expectations since 1934. Tycon Builders, 25 years of quality construction services. Alton Memorial Hospital, the best health care close to home. United Methodist Village, where living is easy. Tom Lane State Farm, your good neighbor agent in the Riverbend. Roberts Ford, the value store since 1949. Weber Granite City Chevrolet, Buy American. Gerard Fisher, American Family Insurance, all your protection under one roof.